Hello, everyone. Right now, we have with us Jatin Bhardwaj, part of the Voice of the Young series. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Jatin.
Thank you, sir, for having me here to give me this opportunity to come here, express my thoughts about my experiences and all. And I'm just going to start with my introduction now. So I'm Jatin Bhardwaj, and I'm currently in my second year of my college, pursuing BCom honors at Atmaram Sanatan Dharma College, Delhi University. And along with that, I'm also preparing for C intermediate exams. So if I talk about what I do most of my days, invest my time, my time is invested all of my, preparation of C exam because it is too vast of a syllabus to handle, you that is there. So it is very difficult to retain all of the subjects at once. So I mean, CA is relatively taught me the level of dedication it puts, to is intense work, right? And it tells me not to be afraid of the hard work, right? Because most of your career or your life is dependent how hard you can work, right? So that teaches me along with my process. So I mean, being able to wake up at 6 or 7, going to my study table, right? So studying 8 to 10 hours a day. So it's a very hectic day. And I talk to many of my friends in college who have cleared C Inter and who are also preparing C Inter. Tells me about the sacrifices and stuff. So there are a lot of sacrifices in this course, and not this course, courses that are professionally oriented. You need a lot of sacrifices and dedication to that, especially when you are preparing along with your colleges that really diversify all of your time to some of the things being able to do simultaneously. If I talk about where I study, all of my experiences, all of the things, all of the people I've met, and if I feel, I think for my college and every college of Delhi University, a bigger chunk of colleges in Delhi University is societies, right? Societies that exist. If you think or suppose or eliminate all the societies from a college, your college kind of becomes, dead sometimes. If I eliminate all of your societies, right? I mean, that also comes with disadvantages of societies that is there that most of the people don't recognize. So if I talk about the crowd that comes in Delhi University, that is very curious crowd, I feel. I met some of the, not some of the, but most of the people I've met are very curious. And if I feel curiousness, if a person is curious, is also a person who is not that patient, right? So I feel some of the societies, work in the societies is very, not that good. And some of the people are getting attracted by society works, and it's not that good. If I tell you some of the works that they give you, right? They give you to fill a random Google form that we don't know where that goes, right? So they give you, if I talk about the ground level work also, I have seen guys who are, gathering a bunch of students to come in a seminar, right? That's the same system that happens in MLM network marketing. So, right? Right. So, and some of the I've seen some of the dudes picking samosas from one place to another. So that is the thing, that is the work that they're delegating to some of the members. So I think that is not really a quality of work that they're giving. So I feel sorry. So, and that some of the things that really irritates me about the societies, because I've joined some of the societies and I left some of the societies, I feel the recruitment process is very bad, right? A guy or a girl who's coming from a tier, I mean, if I tell you the crowd, 40% is coming from Delhi, 40 to 30%, and 60 to 70% coming outside Delhi from a tier 2 or tier 3 city, right? So if I talk about a guy who's not that able to communicate well coming from tier 2, tier 3 city, right? So he can't communicate well. And the recruitment process of society is solely dependent on how well you can speak, right? They're solely judging on people, how well you can communicate. If you can't speak in English, if you can't speak in English fluently, you won't be able to get in, right? So, and that raises that how will you know that person is really good and what he does, right? And you're solely judging him on the, on how well he can communicate. That's really foolish, I feel, right? I think a tier 2, tier 3 city coming, I mean, sorry, students coming from tier 2, tier 3 cities, I mean, they have lot of potential. They come with so much curiousness, right? And you're solely judging on how well they can communicate, right? So that's not the justice that you're giving. And I feel, and favoritism also exists in societies, I feel, what I've observed, because I'm active on sorry, not social media, no, LinkedIn. So I've seen some of the pages, of seniors. I've seen LinkedIn pages of some of the seniors. Their head, if I tell you example, they're head of debating societies. Along with that, preparing for professional exams, right? So how will you select a guy as a head who's already indulged in some of the things that kills all of your time, right? So how will he able to provide his time to the debating society to, right? That's not justice that you're giving to a society, right? If I were to select a guy for the head of the society, I would be emphasize that the guy is solely passionate about debating or constantly participates in debating competitions or attend seminars or so, right? So I feel that is the favoritism is also there, right? And if I talk about some of the people that are very curious in coming in Delhi University, and they oftenly find some of the low quality work that I've seen some of them LinkedIn's, they're actually doing an unpaid internships so oftenly, right? How are you doing the unpaid internships for a company who's not that recognizable, right? So people, I mean, that FOMO comes into play in the crowd, that you have to do something. My classmate is doing this, my classmate is doing that, so I also do that. So they attract very low quality of work from that. I mean, you have to extensively participate in all of the interviews. You have to, go. I mean, you have to go through a lot of interviews to able to land a good internship, right? They're not used to that, right? I also know some of the individuals who are attracting some of the good internships, right? And some of the crowd is getting unpaid internship simultaneously. So I don't get it how these guys are doing it. I think they're not aware enough. But if I personally talk about myself, I've not done any internship because my all of my time sucks at preparation, doing my preparation. So I'm much of a academically oriented guy. So I don't know. And that's not like that ki I didn't get any opportunity to do internships or something. I got some of the opportunities, but I voluntarily did not do it because I know how will I be able to study 7 to 8 hours while able to work 7 to 8 hours in a internship. That may probably more than that, right? I'm judging. So that is there, and I feel some of the crowds in Delhi University, if they wants to make something of the degree, because the curriculum is itself very relaxed in Delhi University. So you have a lot of time to do something on your own, work on yourself, right? Other than colleges. So that's why I think all of the mentors I see in LinkedIn's the with so much top mate, profiles that they mentor some of the students, right? If I talk about, they all emphasize about doing an internship with along with their college. Right, I think this is not the sole purpose you should do, right? You can also follow a passion. You can also work on yourself and so, right? That is not popularized much, that you have to also follow your passion or something, because you're not in your CV, right? You're not your CV, right? So you have to do something on your own to create yourself, identify yourself, and identify your purpose. So I feel that, and to validate your degree well, you have to do some of the internships if you are job oriented after your college. So, and I feel for the internship point of view, I think there are very emerging opportunities for the young now. I feel I think there are so many opportunities that a young is confused what to choose, right? So that is there, but earlier it was not like that. You don't have the freedom to choose your job, to choose your internships, right? So I think that is coming from startups and small startups that is being funded by some incubators or something. They're hiring people, they're hiring interns now. So I think that is there. And if I talk about how can you manage your professional exams with CA? Oh, sorry, with the colleges. If I talk about that, you have to dedicate yourself into all of the things, right? Two of the things, right? You have to manage your time, you have to get along with it, right? And I've seen some of the guys who cleared both groups in CA Inter. That is very hectic. Along with college, I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, I find it difficult for myself to do it, but I'm trying my very best to do it, right? So that is very hectic sometimes. That is there. So I mean, you see in Delhi University, there is so much diverse of a crowd you see, from a guy preparing CA to MBA to UPSC, right? You can communicate to everyone who is doing something like that, right? And that is not that crowd that is not doing something. Like they're doing for sake of it. They're actually doing. They're actually growing in their fields. They're actually able to pass their exams, right? So I think that's their a part of it. A good part of Delhi University's crowd, right?
Hmm.
You get attracted by a good crowd, and you grow further by seeing all of your friends. So I feel that's there. If I talk about, there's nothing to talk about now, I think. So yeah, that's it from myself.
Well,
I think
thank you so much. But before we turn to something else, uh, tell us about your decision to do a CA. And where does it lead to? What is life like? What are you expecting from it? Because you haven't talked about your own decisions. You've talked about what colleges offer, Delhi offers people. How about you? Tell us about you. What is it that's motivating you to do this hard work? And what do you expect from it? And
yeah,
how are you managing?
yeah, if I go back where I've decided to do CA, that's actually I don't know why I chose it. Because I feel some of the people doing it that I've done it, I don't know, that's feels stupid, I feel, to pick up a course like that by just seeing other people doing it. I feel, but I actually do not regret my decision, because it teaches me a lot of discipline. If I were to not doing any professional course or CA like that, right? I think I will not be able to understand how discipline feels like, how hard work feels like, right? So I would be running from hard work, I would be running from discipline for whole of my life. I think it is good for me that I've chosen this course, right? And if I talk about my uh, decision to, what to do further after that, if I talk about that, I'm really curious about, starting something of my own, something small agency would fit something of my purpose, right? If I do after CS, I would start a small firm or something like that, right? So I am really keen about starting something of my own, right?
Okay.
If I feel I feel some of the emerging startups or small startups also are getting funded from all the incubators are very good. I feel they're being able to give more and more jobs in industries, right? So I think that's there. I feel, yeah, that's what I feel about myself.
Okay, so are you doing it completely on your own, or you talk to other friends who are doing it, you're taking coaching? How does it work?
So if I tell you the structure, if I'm telling you the things insights, and I tell you all of that, it consists of two groups, right? It consists of two groups, each group having three subjects, right? So each subject itself very vast. So if you're preparing for both the groups, then you have to study for for if you just take an instant 8 months for 12 to 13 hours of study per day is a mandatory, I feel. And if I talk about the coaching, I've taken online coaching. 9 hours of lectures I have to see every day. If you have to complete your lectures in a specified time. And if I talk about, I mean, most of my friends are doing something professionally courses, right? Professional courses. If I tell, I mean, this recently January 2025 result came, and most of my students has cleared the CA Inter. So I'm really, I'm behind. So I feel that. So I'm working a little hard for that. So
Hmm,
that is where the crowd play comes in, right?
hmm,
That influences you to work more hard. So I feel that is the thing that friends influence you, especially from my college.
hmm.
And if I talk about some of the dudes have given one group and then second group, and some of the dudes have given both of the groups,
Yeah.
right? So it is, I mean, although you will be able to start your articleship after your college ends.
Hmm,
So some of the people have the mindset that they will do one group, one group, then second group. So that's so much ease of your, that's a lot less pressure that you
hmm,
feel. As some of the dudes give both groups to, validate their degree more and, get an all India rank or something. They're eligible for that now
hmm,
if they're giving both the groups.
hmm,
So it depends person to person, and it also depends how your syllabus is going, how the things you have done, right? How well you have revised the subjects, right? So it depends all of that. You'll be able to get to know that you'll be writing both the groups or only one group prior to your 2 to 3 months prior to exams.
hmm,
That's a prize for you.
hmm,
So. Yeah, that depends all of your hard work that you're doing in your earlier
hmm.
days or earlier months. So,
Yeah.
so I think there are a lot of there is a lot of pressure when you give both the groups, and some of the people find stupidity to give both the groups if you are able to start your articleship after the college.
Yeah.
So you would ease up on yourself and give one group, then second group, although you have to do your articleship after your college ends, right?
Yeah.
So some of the people have that mindset. Some of the people have the mindset of,
Hmm,
giving both the groups, get a all India rank or something, or validate the degree well,
hmm,
right? So that's the thing I've heard from my friends. I feel I feel some of the people I've met are also doing CFA, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah, I feel CFA and CA. I think CA is a very traditional approach to towards the finance,
yeah,
and CFA has a very modern approach to the finance.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, CA is very vast. CFA is very, objective based, where you have to you will be acquired with skills also along with your curriculum, right? So I think that's the difference between CA and CFA. But the thing is, most of the people won't be able to do CFA because the fees of the CFA is very high, right? And all of the dudes don't get the scholarship. So that's the thing, and fees is very high. CFA, that's the main reason people won't be able to do it if they want to. So they switch to the CA. That is the main reason the people doing CA is more in Delhi University, and do people doing CFA is a bit less
Hmm.
comparatively. And CA is very globalized and very famous for because it comes from 90s and people from 90s doing it, and comes from a very historical background, so it is famous by now, so it is widely chosen by students in Delhi University. Yeah, I feel. And I don't know, some of the people I've seen on LinkedIn are actually pursuing CA and also doing internships. So I don't know how they're doing it, right? I think they're giving probably giving one group at a time, I feel,
Yeah,
or just they're not passionate about CA. I
yeah,
don't know. The thing
yeah.
is, so that is the thing that comes from my friends also, right? If I talk about.
Okay. Right. One question to you. You kept saying dudes and basically saying that these are all men. Are there any women also in this profession, in this business, or is it heavily male dominated?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of women in this field. I mean, finance itself consists of lot of women, I feel. And CA, I mean, I think it's normal. I mean, I think I've seen more women, so females doing CA than boys, right, in my college, that I
Really?
feel.
Mm.
Yeah.
Uh, It's not like, I mean, you didn't mention any, you kept saying dude, so I heard male, but it's
Mm.
actually not like that. It's
Yeah.
really, they're also there, right? And they're doing it
Yeah.
also. Okay. And how about some hobbies, or you have no time for hobbies?
I have time for hobbies. I exercise daily.
No.
So yeah, I have. I mean, I don't know what I've done in my childhood. I didn't get to, explore any of the hobbies I don't have. I mean,
Mm,
although I've tried some of the things to acquire as my hobby, but I didn't really seem to fit.
mm.
So I just work out, get into my studies and revise all of that, and sleep, study, exercise, and
Yeah.
so that's the loop that is happening to
Okay.
me. So, yeah.
And are you traveling to your college every day, or how is it? Are you staying there? Where?
It is so I told you that about the relaxed curriculum that is in DU. So I don't have to go to the college every day, but I go 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. But the rest of the time, how do you, I mean, when you miss the class, it doesn't matter.
I mean, so yeah, if I talk about that, I mean, the attendance criteria is 67 percentage now.
Yeah.
I mean, DU is little bit relaxed in that field. So, I mean, some of the colleges of DU, I mean, top colleges of DU are really not that relaxed, because if you see Shahid Bhagat Singh College, they have debarred students from their colleges, I mean,
Mm,
from the semesters who are not having, set percentages of attendance. So, I think uh, some of the colleges from Delhi University are being strict on attendance procedures now. So, I mean, from my college, they are asking for affidavits if you land your attendance for, less than 40%, you have to give an affidavit that I will compensate in the next semester, right? And if you're less than 60%, then you have to give an undertaking that I will compensate in the next semester. So I think DU is taking, not DU, but solely colleges are taking steps towards this, right? So I feel that. So I don't know what are the consequences will be if I don't go this semester. I mean that much. So I'm, going more now because I've heard from students that this semester will be more restricted from attendance. So
Hmm.
I'm going more now. Yeah.
But I'm not talking about the rules. I'm talking about if you miss a class, you read it yourself. Is that how it is, or what happens?
And you take notes from the students, or I mean, if I talk about, if you miss the class, then you miss the class. There's
Okay.
no thing. You
Okay.
have to prepare it before the exam, before a month or so, yeah, right?
Yeah.
That topic
Yeah.
before exam.
Yeah.
If I talk about the faculty, I mean, for my college, I mean, there are so much, they cancel the classes before, 10 to 15 minutes or 30 minutes before the class. I mean, if a person who's doing something other than college are traveling in metro and seeing a message that class is being cancelled, right? So a lot of time is wasted due to that. So I feel some of the professors don't feel that. If you're able to, if you're not able to take the class, just communicate one day before the class. Right? So some of the professors don't do that. So I feel, yeah, I feel that's really, something
Okay. All right.
bad.
Any tips you have for young people who are in 11th or 12th? By young, I mean 11th and 12th, looking to get into college, looking to define, like you have defined your role, okay? That you will take your college somewhat relaxed. You will be more focused on your CA. Okay,
Hmm.
that's what I hear. But what tips do you have for young people? How do you make this decision?
If I talk to young people, I mean, have fun, but don't have so much fun that you regret it. Right? I mean, if you're coming from having fun in your school or something, you're done with your school, that you should know that you're coming to your home, that you have to study, right? You don't have to only have fun, right? Have fun, but work hard also. Right? Work hard where you're going, get a counseling or something where you want to go, where you what you want to do, right? Get a counseling or something. Be more aware about your career, or where you're going to study,
Hmm,
right? Because what I've talked about, that the crowd is what matters,
hmm,
right? If average guy comes to a superb crowd, he would be a superb by a year or so, right? He would try to be like that.
hmm.
So I feel that really matters. The counseling really matters, and hard work really matters. But along with that, have fun and work hard more.
Okay, all right. So I think we have come to the end of this. I always ask the speakers to have the final word. So, final word from you, please.
My final word.
Whatever it is that you want to conclude with.
I would tell to young people that focus on yourself than being in a herd, right? Forget people that are doing what they have done historically, what is going on. Do what you do, right? Do what you're doing
Yeah,
and how you want to do it.
yeah,
Do that only,
yeah.
and do for yourself and according to yourself, right? don't fall to any of the traps that you have to do this, you have to compulsorily do this, you have to compulsorily do an internship, you have to compulsory join a society or something. Don't do that. But also don't do that ki you're not doing anything other than that, right? So just do things, right? But do it according to you. So
All right.
find your own decisions, own your own decisions, and implement it and execute it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Let's end it here today. I'll be
Thank
back
you.
with another young person or an expert soon. And thank you so much, Jatin. It is uh, good to get a view that is not always saying, oh my God, DU is great. Okay. It's good to get a view which says, look, here's the reality that I see. And now
Yeah.
some people will say, no, it's not real, it's this and that. But for me, this is not a place to have a debate. This is a place for you to say what you have to say. And you have pointed out a little bit of the dark side of DU, but
Yeah.
still, I don't see you saying, look, I have to get out of here. I see you saying, I'm going to do it. I found my way in this system. Okay, this is the system. System's not always successful, it's not always good, but I found my way and I will get through with it and it will work for me. So it's very good. What you are saying is, look, I found my way, you too can find your way. Right?
Yeah.
Don't get
Exactly.
just intimidated and browbeaten or bullied. You too can find your way. Work hard, do it your way, find your way. Okay, thank you, Jatin, so much. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Don't go away. I'll talk to you offline. Bye till then. Bye, everybody.